Back now with this, oil prices dipping as anticipation grows about a potential deal between the U.S. and Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Global energy prices have fluctuated repeatedly since the war began, driven by on-again, off-again negotiations between the Trump administration and the Iranian regime. And as ABC's Christiane Cordero reports, the president posted on social media this morning saying he's meeting in the Situation Room to make a final determination on whether the U.S. will agree to that deal.
Today, expectations are building that the Strait of Hormuz will soon reopen. Global and U.S. oil prices are down roughly 1.7% each amid reports that American and Iranian negotiators are closing in on a short-term agreement. U.S. sources tell ABC News part of the agreement would reopen the Strait of Hormuz over a fragile 60-day window. In that time, sources say the U.S. would lift its naval blockade and Iran would loosen its grip in the strait. But neither the president nor the Iranian regime has signed off on the temporary deal, and its details are otherwise unclear.
What did Iran get for doing that? If it's simply the blockade is brought down, then that seems to be equitable. If it's also a relief of sanctions, of unfrozen of assets, if it's some kind of reparation that's called an investment fund, that's going to be a big win for Iran.
The president previously said lifting sanctions is a non-starter, but Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent didn't rule that out.
It is a multifaceted agreement, and nothing is going to be on the table until we see the Strait of Hormuz open and the Iranians agree that they have to turn over the highly enriched uranium and that they can't have a nuclear program.
Iran's state media insists a deal is not finalized and that the regime maintains its sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz, plus the right to enrich uranium. The tentative agreement, according to U.S. sources, makes no mention of Iran's future nuclear capabilities. If agreed upon, the temporary truce, as described by U.S. sources, would essentially restore the status quo to before the war began. Negotiations about Iran's future nuclear capabilities would be extended for another 2 months. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.